Before I get into the review, Darren Drozdoff, better known to longtime wrestling fans as Droz, who is a member of the Legion of Doom in their last incarnation in WWE, and who was looking to be on the ascent before an unfortunate accident in a match with D'Lo Brown on October 5th, 1999, changed his career, ended his wrestling career, and unfortunately altered his life forever. He was paralyzed, and even though he did regain some mobility in his arms and his upper body, unfortunately he was confined to a wheelchair. However, he always maintained a positive attitude. And in interviews, he always seemed like he was such a positive guy, such a good guy. He was part of the Legion of Doom WWE documentary that came out in 2005. He was part of the Brawl for All, Dark Side of the Ring. And really, really sad. I do wonder where his career could have gone, but just more importantly, I just wish that the man had been able to live without suffering that unfortunate turn of events. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to go through that. Rest in peace, Darren Drozdoff. Droz. You will never be forgotten. What a positive influence he was years after his wrestling career ended. And in the words of Vince McMahon, he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. So yeah, rest in peace, Droz. Now, I'm John Rectum with my review of WWE Smackdown from the O2 Arena in London, England. Okay, a couple quick notes. One, this review is up a number of hours later than usual for this specific reason. Sometimes the Fox Sports app that I watch the show on, just because of my cable package, I'm only able to watch it live if the Fox app works properly. Well, sometimes it doesn't, and unfortunately I wasn't able to watch it live, so I watch it on delay. And also, second, I will not be watching Money in the Bank live because I'm going to be working a long shift tomorrow. That review will be up hours after the event is done. It is what it is. And also, I want to say one more thing going forward. If you don't see either as many Smackdown reviews or really any Smackdown reviews after this, don't be too surprised, because I'm getting really, really burned out reviewing so much wrestling. I'm already cutting out a couple, and Smackdown doesn't have a lot of material. It really, really doesn't. Outside the Bloodline stuff, most weeks you really could just catch the YouTube clips. So there you go. If the Smackdown reviews either just, get cut in half or go by the wayside, my apologies. Maybe I'll do some retro stuff, some old WCW pay-per-views or Nitros or Smackdowns or Raws or whatever. But anyway, yeah, let's get started with this show. It wasn't very good. The crowd is pretty electric, but they seem to mess with the audio because this was recorded live moments earlier, actually hours earlier, in front of a very live studio audience that was packed into the O2 Arena, the same venue they're going to run Money in the Bank in. 18K in the arena, apparently. Now, I don't know if it was exactly that, but they were certainly very, very loud. I like that they kind of went back to what they did for Backlash with the screen and the pyro stuff above to allow more fans, a cooler entrance, more streamlined. That was nice. What wasn't nice was the fact that Pretty Fucking Deadly was in the opening match. Owens and Zayn were their opponents, tag team championship match. The instant I saw the fact that Pretty Deadly had a disco ball for their entrance and didn't immediately roll and chase after them like it was Raiders of the Lost Ark, I said, no. 12 minutes later, Owens and Zayn won. That is the amount of coverage I'm going to give to Pretty Fucking Deadly until, well, the end of time, because I don't like them. And I'm not going to waste my time bothering with... There's another reason why I might stop with the Smackdown reviews, because there are just certain aspects of this show, like NXT, that just annoy me to no end. Recaps of Solo attacking Ridge, and Ridge confronts Pierce backstage, says he wants a match with Solo. Solo's busy. You'll face Austin Theory, and if you win, you get a title shot. Well, Ridge certainly was motivated against Austin Theory, but even though he hit some good moves, he was still selling his throat. Couple shots on the ropes, and a drop kick to the throat. A drop kick as a finish, even though it made sense for the storyline purposes. That was a choice, but it made sense for the story. 1, 2, 3, Theory gets a victory. I still don't care about Theory, but at least storyline-wise it made sense. And Sheamus comes down and stops Theory from attacking Ridge, and then we get recaps of the Usos at Night of Champions. The Bloodline explodes. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are talking about facing AJ Styles. Yay, good. More stuff from Kross, just what I want. Bloodline recaps the explosion after the Rise. Not like Evil Dead Rise, which was a great title reveal. Bayley and Io enter. Holy fuck, Io. God damn it, just strangle me with those legs. I don't have issues. You have issues. She looked amazing. Bayley with Io took on Shotzi. Bayley's Money in the Bank spot is on the line. Hey, Bayley. Whoo, ha, I want to know if you'll be my girl. And she was trying not to smile during that. Even though she's a heel, you could tell that she was happy to hear it. And they were absolutely just frothing at the mouth for Bayley. Can you blame them? Io does get wiped out on a dive. Shotzi is going to really injure herself doing that stuff, and I don't want that to happen, but she just is so reckless. DDT spike. Shotzi hurt her knee at one point. And this got a little bit sloppy. I mean, it was also very rushed. So anyway, we end up getting Bayley getting the victory. And there you go. I mean, Io did put Bayley's foot on the ropes, so Shotzi couldn't get the victory. And then Rose plant 1, 2, 3. And then Shotzi confronted them backstage. And they slammed her on the table, and they proceeded to scissor her at the same time. Can Io pin me down like that? Again, I don't have issues. You have issues. But yeah, they scissored her by cutting her hair. I run a clean show. Don't you be dirty-minded. Grayson Waller effect with Logan Paul. I noted that Grayson may cost Logan Paul the match. They might actually go that route. Grayson might replace Logan Paul in the match. They might just add Grayson Waller last minute. I'm not really sure what they're going to do. These talk shows have gotten old, even though I don't mind Grayson Waller, but, you know, it is what it is. I just don't necessarily understand, you know, why they keep happening. I mean, I guess it's a way to kind of heap some heat towards them, I guess. Logan Paul said, I need some championship gold around my belt. Good verbal skills there, Logan Paul. Here's LA Knight. Yeah, he knocks Logan Paul. The crowd loved LA Knight. Logan tried to fire back, but LA Knight beat him here. Yeah, it didn't exactly totally work. Escobar shows up with the mic. Peter Dune says, fuck the mic, I'm going to attack. And then they had a three-way. Escobar, LA Knight, yeah, and Peter Dune. The crowd was into it, and Logan got laid out, and LA Knight and everybody, basically all this stuff, all this big fracas at the end, and bitter end pinned Escobar 1, 2, 3. LA Knight didn't take the pin. That was nice. So, a dive, or Peter Dune, rather, you know, was going to just, you know, dive up the ladder. No, he wasn't going to dive up the ladder. You can't dive up a ladder. You can't dive upwards, pal. He sent Logan over and then grabbed the briefcase, meaning he's not going to win. Styles was Gallows and Anderson, and I keep forgetting are in the company. I mean, they're not plaguing New Japan television. Unfortunately, they're plaguing WWE television. Mia will show up to stop Scarlett, like she did in that mixed tag, except she didn't. Charlotte entrance, and she was still in the ring about, 6 minutes later. Asuka and Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship, and it was what it was. It wasn't bad. Bianca was in the front row. She had a ticket, and she got inadvertently knocked out, or beaten by Charlotte, and then attacked Asuka. It's a no contest. Lays out Asuka on the announcer's table. Charlotte, who had hurled herself stupidly into the steps, got laid out with the KOD onto Charlotte. A three-way at some point. I mean, we're probably going to get this at SummerSlam. It'd be stupid to add it last minute to Money in the Bank. And quite frankly, it would be the best way to have Bianca turn heel if you want to, but do not have Charlotte pin Asuka or pin Bianca. Charlotte doesn't need to be champion anymore. And then Money in the Bank rundown. Cody versus Dominic is the main event. Pretty much putting a big neon goddamn sign or a big red arrow or exclamation point straight out of Metal Gear Solid that Bork Laser is interfering. Roman, Solo, and Heyman make their entrance with 20 minutes left. Grayson Waller effect with Edge is going to be happening on next week's Smackdown in Madison Square Garden. I think Edge is pretty much done. Maybe he faces Grayson Waller at SummerSlam and then retires soon after. Because I think his contract's up soon, and realistically, at this point, he knows he doesn't have a lot left. And if he's happy with what he's done since his comeback, injury aside, in that backlash match with Orton that took him out for a while, if he's happy with what's happening this comeback, good for him. Roman says to the Usos, I'm the one, I'm the only one, and I'm the reason you're successful. But you know what? I'm a fair ruler. Come back and apologize, and you can be in the bloodline. The Usos show up. Nah, we're not going to do that. What happens if you lose? Because if you lose, you're out. And I don't want to be a tribal chief. Jimmy, you don't want to be the tribal chief. But Solo can. And then Roman laughs. And then Solo sees Roman laughing. And Roman stops laughing because he's like, oh, shoot. And then a stare down. And then Roman gets pie face. And a big old melee that ends in a dive. And that. And everything. And that's all we have. Watch them have Jay turn on Jimmy just to further this whole damn thing and be really, really stupid. That would be very stupid if they did that. Because they have pretty much reached the goddamn point of no return with this bloodline stuff. That is all I have to say. So again, if Smackdown reviews don't happen every single week, or don't happen at all, I'll still post content. Just kind of burned out with this stuff because there's only so much I can invest in when everything kind of feels the same from week to week to week. Agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.